primarily because we believe that the poorest of the poor in this country are not represented properly, especially with regards to the criminal justice system. In fact, unless you drag a dead body into the police station with you, quite often the police refuse to open dockets for poor people when they walk into police stations, and they fob them off. Now, a lot of crime because of that goes unreported, in particular corruption. And corruption, again, it affects the poorest of the poor. I mean, if we look at this whole Zupta capture story, the people that have suffered the most from that is the poor people in our country. The money that's been stolen could have built countless schools and hospitals. Now, when we have a situation like we have with listeriosis, it's clear to us, if it was one or two cases, isolated cases, one would say, okay, there's been a breakdown somewhere, or maybe the meat has been kept in has been come into contact with something. But when we have an epidemic, which is what we have in South Africa, in fact, it could even be a pandemic. It could be affecting other countries too, and the data is just not known about. But if we have a situation where it's a pandemic rather than an epidemic, then it's going to be even worse. But what concerns us most is the arrogant attitude of Tiger Brands. They are a very large corporation, they're listed on the stock exchange, and they should simply know better. Of great concern to us is the fact that they've been fobbing off the media and fobbing off the public in this country. There's inadequate information being supplied. To this very day, nobody has made a clear and concise statement about the product that's been recalled and the product that remains on the shelf. They should be paying for a poster campaign at all the shops where the people are buying these products. And who buys their products anyway? You know, I have to admit, my love affair with hot dogs is finally over. And for me, it's a sad chapter in my life because I've been a big hot dog eater for many years. And polony as well. I love polony, but I'm sorry, I can't even eat the stuff anymore. And I'm left wondering what the poor people are going to be eating, because the products that Tiger Brands have been supplying have been a suitable, low-cost supply of nutrition, and you know, it's filled the gap in the market. I don't know how that gap is going to be filled now. People need protein. The human body needs protein. And here we've got Tiger Brands, and we're calling upon the whole board of Tiger Brands to resign. Nothing short of that is acceptable to us. It's impossible for the existing board of Tiger Brands to continue with this matter without conflict. They are heavily conflicted. Why are they heavily conflicted? Because this has taken place under their watch. And another thing, not only has it taken place under their watch, but they are currently busy trying to cover up and minimize the exposure that they are facing as a result of this matter. We're saying that if one or two people passed away, it's tragic enough. But when we've got hundreds of people passing away and hundreds more being poisoned, it's completely unacceptable, and it is indicative of criminal offences having been committed. Now, culpability in South Africa comes down to the intention of the person. We're not saying that Tiger Brands intentionally murdered all these people. We're saying their culpability comes about from negligence or recklessness, and that they failed to follow proper procedures. And in fact, one of the areas we will be looking at is the importation of products from South America. In particular, what's described as food products or byproducts. We hear stories of something called swine, which doesn't sound very palatable, but apparently it goes into hot dogs and polony, coming in from South America. And this product may have been the importation of listeriosis because of bribes that were paid in Brazil, where the product apparently failed health tests. And now the product arrives in South Africa, and we're just wondering what kind of tests have been carried out on those products when it arrived here. But clearly, if there was corruption in Brazil, then the Brazilian government are also going to become a party to this class action suit that Richard Spoor is busy preparing. We're going to support that class action suit with forensic inputs, and we're going to make sure that the truth is uncovered. And I think one of the other points we've made is that we have a toll-free line. It's 0800 118 118. We're also going to be posting a contact form on our website on forensicsforjustice.org. So it's www.forensicsforjustice.org. It will be posted by the end of today. And people can, if they can't access the website, they can go onto their phone and they can dial 0800 118 118. And hopefully the information that we get, we will be sharing it with the police after we've opened our docket, and we will be sharing it with Richard Spoor to enable him to find out if the people wish to engage as part of this class action suit. We're horrified to hear that Tiger Brands are putting up sandbags already, so early in the game. It sounds to me like they're lawyering up, and if that's what they're doing to make sure the poor people don't get compensated, we shall also lawyer up, and we shall make sure through our contacts with other NGOs that sufficient funding is provided to fight for these people's rights. Thank you.